Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran, and I'm going to be doing a tarot reading for the Twin Flames Collective. Okay, so this is going to be looking at the feminines and the masculines and their energy. Okay, and their headspace, heart space, and the outcome for the potential outcome for you guys. Okay. So I got a new laptop. If you've been following me, you know that I hated the other piece of shit that I had, which wasn't a laptop. Um, and ironically, in a twist of fate, I think that the laptop that I did get actually has worse camera quality, which is hilarious. But it's a MacBook and it's really good for music and all the other stuff that I'm doing. So I'm actually still pretty happy, even if the quality is a little bit less. So, all that being said, I'm just going to get started, I think. Okay, we're going to start with the Divine Masculine energy, as I always do. Because I can do what I want, yo. Alright, cool. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. And I hope you guys are having a good week. I forget that it's actually already Wednesday. I usually do these on Monday. But I am busy and lazy and hungry, really tired, all that stuff. Okay, so let me just get the reading for the masculines. All right, so find out the guys' energy for the masculines. Dear Spirit, what is the energy for the masculines during this week from September 18th to the 25th? Okay, so basically for next week or so, right? We're getting towards the end of September, and tomorrow's my birthday, guys, and now you know that. So congratulations to me. I'm another year closer to death. It's gonna be really awesome when I die. I won't have to do this shit anymore. Okay, so first card that we got for the masculines is the Ten of Wands. Okay, now with the Ten of Wands, what we have here is a crow. Okay, it's carrying a bunch of sticks in a little ribbon or whatever the hell's going on there. But basically, what's going on is this crow is traveling towards, it's heading somewhere basically. But what's going on is it's carrying a bunch of things, basically a bunch of sticks. It speaks to burdens and responsibility and kind of overwork as well. Um, there's a lot of sticks that this bird is carrying. It's almost like at any moment one of them is even leaning out a little bit, right, as if it could fall out. You can even think of it like a bird, right, getting its nest together. Like that would be a Ten of Wands type of energy, really having to take care of a lot of stuff, and it's overwhelming, right? Now you guys might be feeling this energy as well, but the divine masculines they're definitely in this energy of the Ten of Wands, okay? And what that really means, of course, besides just besides feeling like they have a bunch of responsibilities and stuff, is it means that they're in a busier type of pace of life. They could be definitely overwhelmed, especially if they're in karmic situations, right, like with jobs and stuff like that. They might not be taking the time that they need at this moment. So the energy around them is a very much, let's say, very much causing a little bit of stress, overwork, where they're not really thinking about anything except the details, right? After this, though, we have the Four of Wands. Okay, now this also could be about the relationship itself, and and really feeling overwhelmed in regards to you, right? What to do, what to think, right? But as a Four of Wands energy, it does speak to a little bit of success and happiness. Okay, it's a very good energy. It is. You can see these two birds here, basically doing the equivalent of kissing, whatever that shit is with the birds, whatever they do, touching their beaks together, and they're in a type of harmony, right? This card speaks to marriage. So, again, they could be feeling. This could really mean two things, okay? And I'm just going to mention both of them, and you take whatever one resonates. But first, it could just be that they're feeling overworked or over responsible for you, for the twin flame relationship. They're feeling the twin flame relationship at this time. You might be a lot of mirroring, heavy energy going on, and they could just be honestly feeling quite, thinking about you guys a lot, and it's stressing them out a little bit, or they feel like they have to do a lot of work, or it could just simply be that if they're in a karmic relationship, it could be that their relationship is giving them a lot of, they feel like they have to do a lot. Do you know what I mean? In whatever situation they're in, whether it's a relationship or a job or something, right? It's just there's this feeling of, if it's a relationship, then they're having to work very, very hard in this relationship, and it doesn't feel like it's a positive type of energy. The Ten of Wands is not really negative, but it's not positive either. You know, it's who the hell wants to work? Not me. I don't even want to do this. That's not true. Of course I do. Anyway, I'm not. I'm sitting on a chair, obviously, and I'm wearing boxers, and so now you know that information, which you weren't asking for, and it's actually causing quite a deal. The sweat. It's like a leather chair. Really, so what I'm trying to say to you guys is my ass really itches, and I just wanted to share that with you guys so now you can know that information. Cool. All right, let's move past it. So we have the Queen of Swords, okay? Queen of Swords, not Swords. Queen of Swords. That is a independent type of feminine energy, but what's funny about the Queen of Swords is of all the feminine energies, it's much more masculine. It's very much about being cutting and cold, okay? Like my mother. So anyway, what that is speaking about here is a type of energy in which the communication or even just the way that they come across is quite distant and cold and truthful and blunt and honest, right? Saying things quite harshly, right? Like if somebody were, for instance, to give me a weak handshake, which is a pet peeve of mine. I don't understand why people do that. But anyway, if somebody were to give me a weak handshake, rather than give them a weak smile and in my head judge them, I would then, if I was in the Queen of Swords energy, I would say something like, wow, your handshake is absolutely pathetic. Do you know what I mean? And very, very quickly and take people off guard. That's Queen of Swords energy. Okay, now I'm not saying that they'd have to be that rude, but that is the type of energy that's basically coming into them, okay? And the reason that energy comes in and the reason why it's useful is because it allows for clear decisions to be made, okay? Because when there is a lot of stress with the Ten of Wands, I just pointed to it off camera, you eventually, it gets to a point where you just have to start making decisions, and sometimes you just gotta speak your mind, you know what I mean? Regardless of how it might affect somebody in the present. So what else is the masculine's energy like during this time? Dear Spirit, Divine Masculine Energy. Okay, so we got two more cards that came out. The first one is the Two of Pentacles, okay? The Two of Pentacles is two cards, two crows even in the background there in the clouds. At least I hope they're clouds. They're either clouds or vanilla swirls. But this bird is atop this type of balance beam. I guess I'm hungry. But what's happening with the Two of Pentacles is that the crow is trying to juggle or balance its life in these two pentacles. Now, it is a material thing, but really what it speaks to is because we live as humans in the 3D world, right? Like we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Because we're in this human experience and we live in this earthly realm with taxes and cheesecake and all the other stuff. Two of Pentacles would be, we have to balance things out. And so they are trying to balance and juggle things. Now, it's not a negative card. In regards to finances, it would definitely mean that you don't have a lot of money and you're having to like really kind of, or not even that you don't have a lot of money, but that your money is all kind of up in the air, like you're shifting it around, trying to do this, trying to do that, right? Very busy period, right? Two of Pentacles would speak to a busy period because this crow is constantly having to work at trying to balance the things out. So I can tell you there's an energy of trying to balance things out in their life. Okay, again with the relationship with the twin flame, again with their own feelings, and of course with their finances and in the 3D. After that, we have the Moon card, which is about illusions. Okay, now I'm not sure how good the quality is on this because some of it you might not see some of the details, but it's to be expected. I got a MacBook for $200. It was used, probably owned by some drug dealer. So it is what it is. But hopefully you can see some of the stuff going on here with the crows and the background there and in the mountains, right? It's kind of a scary little forest going on there with the fish, especially with the fish in the water. It's almost like the crows can't even tell what's going on. There's a cage, right? One of them's trapped right there. There's a crow in that bird cage. So the moon is really all about illusions and not seeing things clearly. It's not necessarily negative. It's just really basically saying, using your gut instincts and your feelings, your intuition to really navigate through a dark, murky area, right? If you were to imagine dark woods or something like that. Or Detroit, because I'm pretty sure they don't have power anyway. All right, I just roasted that city. Okay, so anyway, so they might be feeling a little bit lost, okay? trying to guide themselves to the darkness. I can see that they're probably in the darkness, especially if you, because a lot of you guys, divine feminines that is, are actually quite further, quite further ahead of your divine masculines spiritually, and so they might be in the dark at this time. Whereas you guys are starting to enter towards the light. Okay, and then we have another balance card here, which is the temperance card. Okay, major arcana. So we have two major arcanas at the end, right? Which is pretty important because they kind of major arcanas last a little bit longer as an energy. They're more of a overarching type of cycle, and minor arcana is sort of day-to-day, weekly type of energy. But major arcana is sort of overarching. So temperance is about balance. This crow here is actually quite literally balancing out what it needs to do with these water cups, right? I don't know why it's doing this, but it is. And so that's what's going on. Okay, so it's just about balance, trying to figure out things in your life, diet, spirituality. Okay, the temperance card, it does definitely have an awakening feeling to it. Okay, so they're entering into more of these periods of balance. Okay, these divine masculines really trying to figure out things in their life, really trying to understand the twin flame relationship, because at this time I really feel that they don't understand their own feelings or their own thoughts for that matter with that moon card. So, and I feel like there's some confusion. I definitely feel it as just reading it and stuff, that there's confusion, a little bit of anger, but not really taking the time. But I feel that they will be taking the time because you have the temperance card. So it's almost like after this period of the moon, it's like they'll finally get some type of awakening, some type of information that they need, which will cause them some balance, okay? And it doesn't have to be so dramatic as a spiritual awakening, but it could just be simple thought, okay? Okay, cool. So that is the divine masculine's energy, all right, guys? So hopefully that resonated with you guys. If it didn't, then oh well. All right, so let's go with the feminines, all right? So we'll take a look at you guys, you gals, you guys and gals, gal guys. Okay, so dear universe, what is the energy for the feminines during this time? For the divine feminines. Okay, the first card that I got is Three of Cups. Oh, a little bit, forgot where the border was. Yeah, Three of Cups, okay. So these crows are drinking from their cups, okay. They're celebrating. Each of them is being fulfilled. Each of them are quite happy. So you guys might be, at this time, entering into an energy of feeling a little bit more celebratory. Okay, and if you don't feel that way, there's two real meanings to this. One, it's going to suggest that you will feel this way, and the second is suggesting that you should take a look at where you do feel this way. Now, you might not feel this way in your twin flame relationship, but you may feel this way in other aspects of your life. Okay, now, for instance, I'm quite happy that I got a MacBook. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's not new. I can't help it that I don't have a bunch of money. And so, but I was able to get some money and afford this, which is really going to help me with my music. Okay, it's really going to help me because the other tablet that I had, it would only use Internet Explorer, and because this is in 2003, I would like to use Google Chrome. And for school, I couldn't even do any work on Internet Explorer, and it was so slow, right? So I'm pretty happy to have this laptop. It's going to help me out, and it will. I can use it as a stepping stone and then eventually be able to get another one and so on. And it's actually going to help me edit videos, because if you haven't noticed, if you've watched these videos or the other videos where I'm just staring into the camera and talking about things unrelated to twin flame relationships or even the twin flame relationships, there's no editing. It's just me talking stream of consciousness and talking at you, really, and there's no real editing, okay? But that's something that I want to do, and I can do that now. So that's what I mean, okay? Celebratory, right? It doesn't have to be about the twin flame relationship, though I know that would be nice, but it just elements like that in your life, okay? There's other examples for me than just this laptop, but that's just one, okay? So you think of your own type of examples, right? Maybe you just bought some cheesecake, okay? Cheesecake's really goddamn good. All right, I honestly think cheesecake is probably one of the best things on earth, okay? Because, it's cheesecake. So you can have bad sex. It's really hard to have bad cheesecake, okay? So really, I think I'm just promoting cheesecake over sex. Anyway, we have Four of Swords, okay? So you guys still might be healing. Some pain that you guys are feeling might be lingering a little bit. There might be some things lingering, some pain. some old emotions really coming up to the surface during this point, and it's not a negative thing at all. Of course, it might feel negative, but really it's just coming up to be released. September again, a month of releasing that 9 energy, um, and I feel this way a lot, especially because this is my birthday month, and I was born 09/19/1993 at 9:11 a.m. Okay, so that's a lot of nines, right? And so right now I feel very like tired, groggy, and not just physically tired. Like it's almost as if I'm feeling a type of energy that it doesn't belong to me. Like I'm feeling someone else's energy, right? So it's a healing energy. So at this time, you guys might want to take some care of yourself. In whatever way that might be, just getting adequate sleep, going out into nature. I need to go into nature. I usually do it more often, but I've been so busy that I haven't really had the time. Okay. But you guys might just be feeling some residual elements of pain, okay? Then we have the Eight of Wands, okay? Now, the Eight of Wands is about communication and things really picking up. It's actually a really good card to get, okay? The sunflowers, and I think those are roses, which are both pretty good symbols for romance, for joy, for love, for happiness, for youthfulness, okay? And the 8 there, it's just really speaking to communication. So you guys are going to be in the energy of things really picking up, and also just being open, right? There's gonna be some energy where it's gonna allow you guys to really be open and understand things more, and you guys are gonna get lots of communication from others. You're gonna be communicating a lot. Things are just gonna start picking up, and so it's after that Four of Swords, right? So it's a good news card. Basically, things are just you guys are gonna be feeling a little bit more like you can actually go farther. It's like you have this Four of Swords, which is kind of like this temporary rest, right? And then immediately you have the Eight of Wands, which is like, okay, I'm raring to go, and then you speed up, right? You go from 4 to 8 quite quickly. Or, as Drake would say, 0 to 100. Okay? I'm a big Drake fan. Anyway, we then have the Justice card, okay? The Justice card does speak to balance. You can see the balancing beam out here. The blindfold, really to me, even though blindfold with a swords card would indicate a type of negativity and not seeing the truth, here to me what it indicates more is about being impartial. Okay, so it's almost like the universe is saying, I don't pick sides, I'm being objective. I don't care, but all the other stuff, it's balance and justice is served. Okay, so you're going to be getting justice. You're going to be feeling an energy is going to be coming into you guys where you're going to feel just in what you do. You're going to feel supported, most importantly, by the universe, and you are also going to be, you're also going to feel things going in your favor a lot more. Not only a lot more quickly, but a lot more. Maybe it is just quickly. You guys are just going to be feeling that more things are happening for you at a quicker rate, and a deeper rate, in a more meaningful way. And you guys are going to be starting to really get everything that you deserve, and feeling like the universe actually, for the first time, is coming back and helping you out. And that's really, truthfully, because you guys are starting to take some of your power back. And that's really, the universe during a spiritual awakening will drop you off in a sense and have you feeling like it doesn't support you anymore, like you're lost. Really only in order for you to get the true power of the universe, which comes from, I bet you already know, from within, right? So that is what's going on there. We then have the Hangman. Okay, so two major arcanas for you guys too so far. The Hangman, right? It is a period of waiting, self-sacrifice, patience. Okay, not a negative card to get. Upright or reverse, I mean, it would kind of be like stagnation a little bit, but this is just suggesting that that you guys are going to be, there's going to be a period like a period where something ends, something begins, where you're in a transitional state, kind of limbo, where you're waiting on something. Waiting, and this, of course, probably is the twin flame relationship, right? There's still that element going on, but look at this. You have 3 major arcana, now you have the Fool, and having the Fool after the Hangman is a very good sequence to me. Yeah, it's just to me. I don't really think it has any specific meaning, but when I see the Hangman and then I see the Fool, the Hangman again being in limbo, and the Fool is like a new beginning, right? A leap of faith. Jumping off that cliff, starting an adventure, going somewhere new, right? So it almost would be like, say if there's a period where you're, well, it's just love, because everybody is here probably in the love romance aspect, right? If you're waiting for love, waiting, and then you, you start, you then take let me start that over because I just had a stroke. So what I'm trying to say is that you might be in a period where there is nothing going on in your love life, and then quite suddenly you and then quite suddenly, sorry, my computer just I guess the screensaver turns off after 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to fix that later. But you might be in a period of where things, love life isn't moving at all, and then it does quite quickly, suddenly, and you're like, oh shit, someone in my life, like just like that. I would snap my fingers at that point, but I can't really snap my fingers. I can't whistle either. I'm really just a broken person. But so that type of energy, things pause and then very very quickly. That's also why you have the Eight of Wands there. Okay. I wish this printer would stop making noise. Literally didn't even touch it, and it's just making noise. Isn't that great? Awesome. Okay, so that's the energies for you guys. Please stop making noise. Please stop. Oh, that's nice. It worked. Okay, so that's the energy for those guys, okay? For females and the males, whatever. Divine masculines, feminines. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at the heart space or the head space for your masculines and then the head space for the feminines, okay? So hopefully you're done looking at these cards. One of these days, when I get more money and a new place and better setup, I'll have a camera probably above the desk, above a desk, not this desk. I'm not taking this desk with me, but that'll probably be easier to read. So, but for now, I hope this works for you guys. All right, so dear Spirit, what is the headspace for the masculines at this time? How are they thinking about their feminines and the twin flame relationship? What's going on inside their headspace? Okay, so, wow, that's a pretty powerful card to get. This is the Tower, okay, if you can see, where am I? There it is. Okay, lightning striking down a structure, a foundation, clock tower, really destroying a sense of groundedness, something, a belief system, right? Inside their head, it would be most necessarily a belief system. So something in their mind is going to change. They're going to be having some type of epiphany. Basically, whatever they're thinking about this time, they're undergoing a massive amount of change inside of their head. Like, the way they perceive things is changing. And quite suddenly. And then, funnily enough, you have the Magician, okay? So that is a card about manifesting. You can see this crow having the pentacles, the wands, the swords, and the cups, right? Having all that energy available. It's about really creating your own destiny. And setting forth and having all that tools to really do anything that you want. So the Tower card there is indicating that undergoing this great amount of change, and there's things inside of their brain, inside of their mental space that are just falling down, okay? So they could be stressed. They could be not only just stressed, but confused, not sure. Basically, their way of life is falling down inside of their head, okay? The way they perceive things, again, speaking to that kind of the awakening process. And then the Magician, right? And then we have the Five of Wands, okay, which is a feeling of debates, arguments. So I feel like they're debating the relationship inside their head quite a lot, really about what to do, what to say, how to say it, but also within themselves. I get the strong sense that there's an internal dialogue of really beating themselves up a lot at this time. Especially about the relationship, really about the things that have happened, that have occurred. Okay. Now I'm going to pull one card from this dragon deck to see what else. So dear, again, what else can you tell me about the mental space of the divine masculines? I'm just going to get one card. Okay, yeah. And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is about moving on to more calmer waters, right? As you can see, this dragon here. It's flying over this stormy sea, and presumably heading towards a safer place. Okay, it's basically about moving on. So I can tell you again that there's two ways that this is interpreted. Really, the first being that they're debating whether or not to really move on, or debating about the fact that they have moved on. If they're in a type of karmic relationship, debating about conflicts and things that are going inside of their life, and really what's happened between you guys, who's moved on, who went here, who traveled, this, that, and other. And of course, it could also mean that they're thinking about coming towards you guys, okay, away from the conflict, either emotionally, spiritually, or physically, getting closer towards you guys, okay? So your divine masculines are changing inside of their mental space at this time, which is very good news, even if it doesn't reflect it in the 3D at this time, okay? going to get a, I'm going to start with the feminines now, okay? So, dear Spirit, what is the feminine's mental space at this time? How are they thinking about their divine masculines and the twin flame relationship? Okay, we have two cards that came out. The first card, I'm just going to read it the way that I saw it first, is the Hierophant. Okay, you can see that key there, right? That key representing, or it is symbolism for the truth, answers, right? Destiny. Hierophant also is about guides, spirit guides, universal signs, education, learning more wisdom, okay, spiritual wisdom, cycles. It's a rite of passage, basically. So you guys are very much going through something at this time which is divinely guided, okay? You guys are starting new beginnings and new cycles, and you're in the middle of it, almost like creating something, okay? After we have the Four of Pentacles, okay? And the Four of Pentacles is, this crow is holding on to its coins, right? Now, the Four of Pentacles doesn't have to be perceived so negatively, but it is sort of about being a little bit greedy or holding on too tightly to things. So you guys might be holding on a little bit tightly to your relationship at this point, afraid to truly let go, okay? Even though you have this Hierophant, which is basically saying almost that you can let go and trust the process, okay? But you guys might be, inside of your mind still a little bit afraid to let go, despite that you guys are, because maybe you guys don't have enough information, but the Hierophant is really suggesting that, you have the key to do it. Everything is working out, is going according to plan, you know what I mean? So you don't need to hold on to things so much, and quite frankly, I'm somebody who holds on to things a little bit more than I should myself. So don't beat yourself up. Anyway, after this we have the Lover's card, okay, these two birds devouring that heart, very anatomically correct heart. I like to see that. That's good. That's a good sign. Anyway, Lovers is about choices and decisions, okay? It really has three meanings, but ultimately it's always going to come down to making a choice about love, okay? Whether even on your own, right? A choice about love, even if you're single and have nobody in your life, would really you could either interpret it as, oh, well, I would like to have a love life, so that would be a choice that you make internally, or I'm going to focus on my career and ignore love completely, being another choice, okay? As far as a twin flame relationship, it does have an indication of having to choose, or you need to make a choice about your twin flame at this time, because if they're not in your life and they've chosen other people, other situations, you need to make a choice in what you guys are thinking about at this time in order what to do and how to move on and how to handle it, right? Which is an important choice. It's a crossroads, okay? You got like the Judgment card. So you guys are needing to make a choice about this relationship, also obviously indicating that you guys are thinking about your twin flames at this time. So what else can I get? So I'm just pulling a dragon card thing, okay? And we have the Ten of Pentacles, okay? So again, this is a card about marriage, really. I mean, it has other meanings, of course, but as far as the relationship is concerned with your divine other, what you guys are thinking about is your pentacles, and your money, and your marriage, your connection, your spiritual, your earthly connection, your committed relationship. You guys want marriage with your twin flame, and that's why you have this choice, because you might at this time have to let go. I mean, you definitely do have to let go. It's no might about it, and you guys are still thinking. Okay, so again, divine masculines undergoing great amount of change, arguing with others themselves, feeling very conflicted, confused, wanting to move away, rehashing things in their head. Maybe they want to come forward, okay? And with the feminines, okay? You guys have the answers inside of you. Don't hold on to things too tightly. You guys might be doing that at this time to the relationship. Definitely thinking about having to make a choice, knowing that you have to make a choice, especially with the Hierophant, because that is saying you know that you have to make a choice, and you also know the right choice to make, and you will make that choice when the time comes. And also the Ten of Pentacles saying that, you guys are also thinking about marriage and stuff. You still want that happy family. Because that is what you guys want, and you are attaching your divine other to the definition of your happiness. And that is it's actually sort of profound a little bit. It's one of the reasons why things on a spiritual journey tend to backfire on us, or why they don't tend to work out the way that we want them to. Because you're saying, my divine masculine is the person that I want to marry, is my source of happiness, is my love, right? And that causes a type of disillusionment and dissociation when they're not in your life and not able to give you that. because what you want in your heart, without the details, is love and partnership and something committed. And what's happened is you've met somebody who you love so much that you only want them to fit that dynamic for you. And it tests the real world about that, because it says that, um, because it's hard, because you're living in the 3D and you want that physically, but you have to at this moment accept that you already have union in a spiritual sense. But that's where all the confusion and the pain is basically the transitional state between the 3D, 4D, and 5D. And nothing I say on this video or any video is really going to solve that answer for you. That is a very internal type of process, and that's why, again, mental space with the lovers having to make that choice. Okay, so you guys are looking for peace. Moving those cards up. So we look at the heart space now. Okay, so check the time. So what, dear universe, what is the heart space for the divine masculines? How are they feeling towards their divine feminine this time? Okay, so this is going to look at the more honest. This is really going to be looking at their heart, right? Where all the truth really is. You have the Nine of Wands. Okay, remember in their energy, they had the Ten of Wands, right? So the Nine of Wands is really, I mean, it's definitely about a completion, right? You're almost done, almost towards that 10, almost ready to carry all these wands away, right? But it's an element of building, right? It's kind of about being a little bit defensive, okay? This is kind of like a wall or a gate or something, right? It's kind of about being defensive. And so I can tell you inside of their heart, they're not only defensive about you, they feel defensive towards you, okay? Again, really inside of their heart, not being sure or being guarded a little bit, right? Towards them, even towards their own self, their own emotions. But then we have a wonderful card here with the Sun, okay? So again, inside their heart, and even with this, you had the Sun, right? It was being defensive. It's almost a metaphor, right? The Sun just peeking behind the clouds. But then we have the Sun fully coming out. So it's almost like they can't deny they're not going to be able to deny it forever. They can't deny their feelings for you. One minute they're confused. The next it's, oh God, I love them so much. So they do love you. Deep down inside their heart, they're filled with joy about you, okay? The Emperor. Okay, again, you guys are connected. They feel that they are your divine masculine, okay? They also feel with this card that there's a type of security about you, a type of power, okay? There's something real deep about the relationship itself. And inside of their heart space, of course, having the Emperor, they would be feeling that they do fit an archetype, that they are your Emperor even, right? Now, it's not gender specific, of course, but it's this idea that you guys are connected, right? The Emperor is this embodiment of the divine masculine energy, the Empress being the divine feminine energy, and really quite a transformative energy. The Emperor knows what he wants, sets out, builds, conquers, okay, uses his head, really doesn't let emotion sway. So again, there is that element where they do try to bottle up their emotions, which causes a lot of damage in the long run, and yet with the Sun card, they can't ignore it. And then, I remember before I said Judgment. So then they have the Judgment in their heart space. You guys have the Lovers in your head space, and the Judgment in their heart space is saying that they know how they're feeling towards you is they feel that they have to, of course, themselves make a choice, that they're at a crossroads with you. Okay, they're at a crossroads with everything. They're, again, only, judgment is coming, and they have to come to terms with what they've done, what's happened, what's going to happen. They have to come to terms with that. And that's going to be something that they do come to terms with. But, you have 3 major arcanas, okay? That's a really powerful energy. Sun, the Emperor, and Judgment. Again, they have this strong feeling towards you guys. They see you as something that makes them happy, and they're connected to you. But again, they try to suppress their emotions, right? The Emperor, the crow, standing on top of this severed head, wanting to stand strong. And a ram. I used to know this, but there's quite a lot of symbolism with the ram throughout history, and I have to remember it, but I'm not going to look it up now. But I could make it up, and it would sound really believable, but I'm not going to do that. So we have the Judgment card as well at the end there. So again, having to really take stock of everything that's happened and just let however it unfolds, right? So again, the choices need to be made for both of you guys. Okay, so we're going to be looking. They need to make a choice about how they feel about you. Okay. Otherwise, they're going to lose you. Okay. All right. So let's find out the heart space for the divine feminines. What are the feminines feeling towards their masculines in their relationship at this time? Okay, so we have 2 cards that came out. The first card, this is awesome. Good stuff, good stuff. This is the Death card, okay? So again, inside of your heart space, first of all, you guys could be feeling just sudden pain, a lot of pain, for no reason. Second of all, transformation. Your feelings are transforming. Again, you're transforming because after we have the world, okay, this is another really great transition phase. Because the death is the end of a cycle and the world is really at the beginning of one. So, again, your feelings are transforming. You're being called into new ways of being, right? As you transition into a more spiritual way of living and seeing things, because that's the reality that you're now a part of, that's been hidden to you and to society. Okay. So your feelings are transforming, but a new cycle is beginning. And again, your relationship or your cycle with them at this time is dying, and you might be feeling that a lot, and it might make you really sad. Again, while you had that 4 of Swords up there before in your, I think it was your headspace or something like that, or your energy, one of those things. And okay, the world, right? New cycles beginning. So, so even if you're going through it right now, I get this feeling that you're going to be quite surprised about how you feel in the near future. Okay? And I actually want to say that again because I think it's actually more of something that is important to say. Is you might be feeling really bad or sad right now, but I think you guys are going to be very surprised about how good you will feel in the near future. Okay, I think you should let that sink in because you guys are more important and more mature emotionally than you actually think. Okay? Alright, cool. That's enough of being serious. So, anyway, back to the stupid horse thing. So, this is the Knight of Wands, okay? Knight of Wands is really someone that charges along, right? This crow is charging alongside the horse, not riding on top of it. And so, what's going on with the Knight of Wands is really about charging in events, blockages being lifted, events speeding up, things really going forward emotion. So, you know, with your feelings, what's going to be happening and what might be happening at this time is really a lot of sudden feelings, sudden movement within yourself, and again, the relationship taking a really any hidden or buried emotions towards your divine masculine or anything unhealed is going to be finally released, and you're going to be able to charge forward in your relationship. At least on a spiritual sense, you're going to be feeling more free and unencumbered. Okay, so again, like I said, you're going to be quite you're going to be surprised about how good you feel. Okay, I said that, and then I got the Knight of Wands. Really, that's, I think, the message that's happening there. And then we have the Star. Okay, so I mean, look at this. It mirrors each other, right? Because both cards, one, they got a wand card, right? You got a wand card, and then we have 3 major arcana. It's like I can't make this shit up. Like it's not just a coincidence, or it is a coincidence if you consider coincidence divinely guided. But the idea is it's a synchronicity, right? So the Star is saying you guys still have hope about the relationship, and if you don't at this time, you will, or maybe you should have it. But the idea is that there's still something to believe in, and the Star also, of course, speaks to being able to trust that things are going according to plan, and that you should, and that you're in a period of bad luck, things are actually going to get a lot better, and you can count on them to get better. So have faith, have hope if you don't right now. But even if you don't, you will anyway because of the natural energy that's going on. Okay, so that's that. So I'm gonna find out about your guys' the potential outcome now. Okay, between the masculines and the feminines. Okay, I might have to pause in a second, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Anyway, okay. So, dear universe, what is the potential outcome between this divine couple? All right. Okay, so we have the Hermit card. There's the first card that came out. So this is about introspection. Okay, so right now, period of introspection, period of deciding what to do. This crow is really in the woods right now to think and understand things so it can pass on the knowledge that it's learned. Okay, and the star in the corner, they're representing hope and a guiding light. Okay, um, also has that element of being in nature, right? So right now, your relationship is basically, it's not even in a hangman state. It's really, literally on pause, right? Trying to figure out answers, have the answers that you guys need. Okay. Now after this we have the Knight of Pentacles, right? The Knight of Pentacles is about stability and offering, and really your prosperity increasing all around. So it's like saying after this period of isolation or separation, really between you guys, there's going to be an offer that comes in. There's going to be something stable, right? This crow is coming in slowly. The horse isn't charging, but it's more stable and grounded, and it's real. Okay, so it's interesting that people really want the Knight of Wands or something, right? Come in really quickly, um, sweep them off their feet or something. But with a card like this, it's more stable. Okay, so it's a physical offer, right? They might be offering you guys something, right? Living situation, um, right? Offering you a place to stay, offering you guys some type of money, monetary, but or you've just committed a relationship in that sense. Okay, we then have the Queen of Wands. Now this is, I mean, Queen of Wands really, I don't really know what's up with this card because there's no throne. I guess the lions are supposed to be the throne, but the idea of the Queen of Wands is someone independent, fiery type of person, really fire energy, taking charge, creative, entrepreneurial, like the King of Wands in the entrepreneurial sense, but it is this fiery, passionate type of feminine energy. And so the Queen of Wands, what that really is indicating is that your relationship is going to take on a new meaning and a new passion, and it's going to be quite fiery, and that there's also going to be trying to search the sentence that I'm trying to get out of my mouth here. There's it's going to be more beneficial towards the both of you guys. It's actually going to be a more helpful type of relationship, okay? And it's going to actually it's going to be something that causes both of you to really take charge of your own life, okay? You are going to be feeling more inspired, okay? That's the word I was trying to say, inspired. It's going to cause a lot of inspiration. Sometimes you just got to talk a bunch of nonsense bullshit to find out what it is you really want to say. I think I just decoded public speaking. All right, let's keep going. Okay, I was just talking about new direction, right? We have the Chariot, which literally is about new directions or directions in general. So again, your relationship heading towards the best possible future. It's funny how the crow flies above the storm, right? It's like saying that all the shit in the past or is below you or behind you, you don't have to worry. This crow is flying above it. It's flying towards somewhere new. Okay, so it's about forward movement, heading somewhere, traveling quite quickly and getting to your destination, and really trying to reach your success, and indicating that you will reach it. Okay, the Chariot is a great card. It's for forward momentum. So again, saying that your relationship will take on some new meaning, and will head in an unexpected direction. Okay, and then we have the Page of Wands, which is really about good news and communication. Okay, so again, you're going to be hearing from your divine masculine, okay, in some way. You're going to be hearing from them. And it's going to be about good news. You are going to get good news from them, okay? Especially with that Knight of Pentacles over there as well. Because that's an indication that there's going to be something stable, okay? You guys are probably going to be living together. And I'm just going to pull one card from this, and then we have the Queen of Cups, okay, which is really suggesting that it's going to be a more emotionally fulfilling relationship, okay? So it's going to bring you guys, I feel like you guys are the Queen of Cups in this case, but it is going to bring more emotional commitment and understanding and vulnerability all around, okay? So, all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it, all right? Again, I hope it all made sense, hope it resonated. You have to let me know if it did. Okay. Again, if you guys want any private readings, let me know. The prices are pretty cheap, and every reading comes with one free sarcastic comment. So, who couldn't? That's a bargain right there. And unlike Burger King, I won't give you diarrhea. So, really, all around, a pretty good deal. So anyway, guys, those things will be in my description box if you guys want them. If not, then whatever. So, again, let me know, guys, if it resonates. Thank you guys so much for being loyal, subscribing, and that means a lot. And hopefully, I can get some other videos out there that aren't just about twin flames. Though, if you watch me primarily for that, then maybe you're not too excited about that. But, oh well. It's what I want to do. Alright, guys, so thanks so much for watching. I'm going to pause this video now instead of just rambling on incoherently. Alright.